do this.
All right, I'm gonna pick something.
Let's rain it down. Ready? That's terrible. Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to Ghost Talk, the most active paranormal show on YouTube. Hi, I'm your host, Aaron G. Thompson, and with me today I have a fellow ghost crier, Nick Simons. Nick, you're harder than hell to get a hold of. Tell the fine folks of the internet what keeps you so busy.
Work.
Work.
Don't we all work?
Down with work. I'm kidding. Work's good. Work is what makes the magic happen. Words are tough. But no, it is not tough, Nick.
What is that old stuff?
Old Spice?
Old Spice, yeah.
Old Spice.
Yeah, are you sure or unsure? Wait, that's not Old Spice.
No, what is that? Sure, unsure. That's the deodorant commercial.
Yeah.
Right. Or it's about a ghost ship. All right, everyone. Recently, a photo, or a video, I should say, was released of a potential ghost ship. And we want to, of course, comment on that video. So, around the internet recently, this video was released. It's about a minute long, and it looks cool. Nick and I, of course, both seen it and read the articles, did a little bit of research on this phenomena, as well as, is it a ghost ship? It's kind of cool. I mean, to have a ghost ship, right? That's a thing. Nick?
Maybe the movie where the cable come down and sliced it, yeah, and the hook hit that chick in the face, but this ghost ship, not so much. It ain't real.
Hold on, we'll get to that thought real quick. But the movie, the movie Ghost Ship, right? You guys seen this movie. You're right. That beginning with the chord, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, you should have seen it.
And Mudvayne's playing in it.
That's pretty, that's like the scariest part of the movie. The
we
movie
just dated
after
ourselves.
Maybe. That didn't come out last year?
No.
So, yeah, the movie itself, I didn't really care for that much. It had its moments. It wasn't the worst.
It's all right.
But the beginning, it had a strong opening, though. I mean, honestly, I'm like, this is cool.
Wonder how many people were watching that in the theater, and they're like, get your purse. We're leaving. This is disgusting.
Keep the Sour Patch Kids. I don't want them.
Yeah.
So Nick, I noticed you shaking your head at this ghost ship. You don't believe in ghost ships, Nick?
No, not this one.
Not this one. Why not?
I'm pretty sure this one's fake. I vaguely remember, I think Fact or Fake Paranormal Files actually covered something like this before.
Okay. So you don't think... Now, let's kind of step out of the realm of, it's probably not as what we think. But what if it was? Do you feel that ghost ships can still present themselves with that residual, or that, even that intelligent energy, can it manifest? Do you think we would see it on video like that? I
think a ghost ship like you're talking about would be an actual ship with ghosts on it. But as far as full see-through, ghost ship that vanishes into thin air after, you go to call on your friend to come look at this. I've read stories of, I used to be on a podcast, and now you're putting me on video, so I'm more into leaning into the mic.
Like another dimension here.
Leaning into the mic, just talking to the mic, but I got video now, so now I got to talk like
audience.
This. But anyways, I've heard stories of ghost trains and ghost cars. Okay. So I imagine a ghost ship could be real, but in the video that we watched of the ghost ship, it was so far out there and was the size of the Sears Tower still. I mean, you could see the curve of the earth on this video with this massive ghost ship on it that would be like a whole nother planet floating out on the ocean, the lake.
Right, and with a ghost ship, specifically, if, we were able to see one, and if this is one, we'll say right now, we'll say, heck yeah, it's a ghost ship, guys. We found it. We did it. Proof. So it's probably bending in and out of frequencies, vibrations. It's probably living in, I want to say maybe different dimension or, different realm. Or, I think frequency is a good word for that. So it could potentially bleed into our frequency, and we can maybe see this if the environment, right? If the environment's right, at least theoretically. Hopefully in the future, more so scientifically. We're still working on it, of course, every day. So it's another aspect, I think, of pareidolia. Which is basically our mind creating images out of, familiar images, out of stuff that isn't as ghostly as we want it to be. Sure, it can be exciting. And I know this guy, at least in an article, it said that, the people on the shore that witnessed this, all of them are in awe, right, of this grand ghost ship in the distance. And they see it bobbing in and out of the water. That's what they saw live. The minute of video that was presented, I didn't see any bobbing. The water clearly rose and went down.
Yeah.
That wasn't, that was just natural. There was nothing that had the flow, of that ship moving like a ship. Of course, I'm sure it's exciting, especially to see that. See a mirage. I can say mirage, right? Because my head.
Mirage.
Yeah, a mirage.
Mirage.
Right, right when I heard the story, that's what I thought. I didn't jump to, we found a ghost ship. Oh, there's this. All supernatural, paranormal. I went to a mirage. I used to live in Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson,
Arizona. The hottest place in Tucson until Phoenix took over. Their concrete cooked you from the bottom and the sun took care of the top. Enjoy.
Man,
like
that
bacon
sounds like
when
a
you walk
cool
in.
line from a 70s cop movie.
Right? Here we go.
The mean streets of Phoenix where the sun bakes you from the top and the concrete cooks you from the bottom.
Yeah, but I learned about mirages, really. Of course I knew what mirages were beforehand, but I never really seen one or really, paid attention to it before that. So, the big key to the mirage, when I was out there in the desert, the mean desert with the heat being down, mind you, I did get pretty into the desert where there's nothing but flat or, dunes, just dirt and sand, for miles. You couldn't see anything else. Well, the heat, it's so hot there that when it kind of bubbles off the ground there, it ricochets, it reflects the sky, the clear blue sky, what gives the illusion of water. So you have people that are thirsty, walking in the desert. You see in the movies, we see water, we see this, water. In some cases, they're able to, throughout vibrations and frequencies, they're able to actually project imagery from a distance. It's science. So this type of mirage, I saw a few folks quote it was like a fata morgana, I believe it's called. Of course, I'm not an expert on mirages, guys, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And there was a lighthouse about 9 miles north of this supposed ghost ship that actually had a similar shape to the ghost ship. I'm saying it's a closed case, but we've got to, think. We really do got to think logically regarding the paranormal, because it's such a sensitive subject, and if you're just willy-nilly call out everything,
everything's haunted and there's ghosts everywhere. Right, you're awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, I'm sure there's energy everywhere. I'm not denying that, but a lot of it's dormant, a lot of it's just sitting around, and of course I cannot prove that for the most part, but we've seen some crazy stuff. Of course, between Nick and I'm sure a lot of you watching, we're believers, and we want to believe something this big. Well, the Historical Society right there at Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society.
Man, that'd be
Specific,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
They stated it's like 6,000 ships actually wrecked, like right around that area. Like they're done. They're gone.
Is that where the Edmund Fitzgerald went down to? Like the song?
You know, it did go down the Great Lakes area, didn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot. We'll look that up, guys. Post the comments below.
And she wrecked a couple days ago. The Edmund Fitzgerald.
So there's been a lot of shipwrecks here. So I could see where maybe a local or someone who understands the lore, they see something like this, like, oh, that's where my mind goes. Sure, I mean, maybe a ship can be seen sometimes. The ship that was caught in the video, and the video's linked below, guys, so check out yourself and have your own opinion regarding the video down below.
I've always wanted to do that.
It's a thing now. It's the future.
Oh man, that felt awesome.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked good.
Yeah,
Some people actually jump to conclusions beyond ghost ship with this. It goes back to really your culture, your community, pareidolia. Again, some folks swore it's not a ghost ship, so I think we're on the same page with them. However, instead of it maybe potentially being that lighthouse, because there is a gap in there, by the way. It's not like a full, straight up ship.
Looks like this.
Yeah. So I don't know where. I mean, I don't see a ship there. But some people do see Jesus walking with a cane.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Savior.
He is walking on water still, guys. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a familiarity. So, yeah, but I'm not really seeing it. I've enjoyed
You
the
covered
movie
that
a
in the
lot.
last one, the last show.
I did.
Aaron's not a Jesus guy.
Hey, I like the idea stuff. Always keep open-minded, guys. Always keep open-minded. With the science aspect of it all, you wanna make sure that we're doing justice to this form of pseudoscience based off of mythologies and theories. Thank you, scientists, for that. We'll find our place. All right, everyone. NBC buys a haunted house for a movie. Okay, Nick. So, I mean, it's cool. It's cool, right, to buy haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
To really, make money off it, I guess, with the media. Heck, haunted house owners have been doing that now for years, since the pop culture, kicked off in the mid-2000s, respectively. They're making tons of money.
Yeah, there's people buying old, crappy buildings just to have paranormal groups come through.
$200 each.
$200 a night, yeah.
Let's
or
do it.
each.
Yeah. So, NBC's not really buying your everyday haunted house. It's, by all means, not a haunted house, Nick. They're wanting to create a new show. We're getting a new show called 8. It's based off of a novel, let me see, by The House on Ashley Avenue. It's by Ian Rogers. I'm unfamiliar with the concept of the story. But the Jason Pagan and Andrew, is that Dutchman?
Doucheman for the video.
The Andrew Dutchman story, starring Andrew Dutchman. Oh, man. Okay, guys. So, moving on. It's the same team, though, that created, or the writers, I should say, for the 5th Paranormal Activity movie. They're now going to be helping write this new TV series for NBC that's based on an insurance company that specializes in kind of paranormal activity insurance for haunted houses.
That's kind of what we do, isn't it? Only not handle the money.
Yeah, I guess.
Just walk in and go,
maybe, yes.
no, it's your water heater.
At least today's the water heter. Tomorrow it could be something else.
It could be the
sinister.
boogeyman. Call us back.
So, what do you think about this concept of a show? Is this something that will move the paranormal entertainment scene? Is this something that we need, that we want, that we were asking for? Is it going to last a long time? Tell me your thoughts, man.
Like Cards Against Humanity, he's neither the hero we needed or wanted.
We should do that on this game.
I think that the TV show idea is awesome. I mean,
Okay.
Ghost Hunters is ending soon.
Right.
Ghost Adventures is still kind of cooking along.
And they have their offshoots.
Yeah, and
Aftershocks and whatnot. They got Demon Files, I feel, is one of them. There's a new one that's popping out, but yeah.
And to actually see like somebody that like take a show and create a show off of this whole idea.
Right.
I mean, it's an interesting concept to begin with, and they're going to be able to do so many things with it. Exploring from, investigating to say, should we insure this building or not? Is it haunted? And I mean, they go in there and crap flies across the room. Of course, you don't actually see that in an investigation from our point of view.
You can exaggerate for TV. I think that's expected.
I think a lot of people do that.
Wow. Well, it's producers. I mean, they got to make a buck. Right?
What can I do, Zach Baggins? Oh.
Something scratch me.
And they can, you got two guys that did Paranormal Activity. Those movies, I mean, pack theaters every October that they come out, just like the Saw movies that are like up to 48 now.
I think they just hit their Saw 48 recently. They're getting creative.
Yeah, and you got Paranormal Activity 57, and I mean,
of course.
But I mean, this stuff is still, holding people, attention. Yes, Ghost Hunters started off as just a TV show and there was nobody investigating. Now you go to every town and there's a paranormal investigating group in that town. So I mean, it's definitely a topic that people are interested in this day and age.
Right. And I'll kind of piggyback off of the idea that that's good, because I think the paranormal community needs more of this entertainment aspect. A lot of the groups that mimic the investigators, the big TV investigators, they do an excellent job. I mean, I've seen a lot of the YouTube shows, YouTube investigations from these groups, and they do an excellent job in their production. It's wonderful. The problem is, A, they say their stuff is real compared to, the TV folks. B, it looks like the TV folks, show. C, it's on YouTube. I don't really want to watch an hour of something that I can see on TV that's a little bit better produced. Of course, it's free. So I like to see more theatrics, more actual, okay, this is a real acting crew. These aren't, investigators, like potential investigators, but they're there to actually entertain you with a story. I want to see more of that. I think that's something that maybe is needed. My concern is, how are they going to interpret, a paranormal investigator? I haven't seen a really good interpretation of what it really is like.
Yeah.
Mind you, hopefully by Halloween, guys, we're gonna drop an investigation video with our style of investigation, which is so much more different.
It's like a livestock auction with the lights off.
Yeah.
Promise you.
So yeah, hopefully we get that edited and ready for you. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And you can see kind of what I mean. So yeah, real investigators, or real scenarios. I shouldn't say real investigators, but real scenarios. I mean, you're sitting around a lot. I mean, it's not a very fast-paced scenario. Unless something happens, even then, it's not necessarily fast-paced. It's just more, let's hone in on whatever potentially could be it.
Yeah, I've actually fell asleep on an investigation before.
It gets tiring. You've
Yeah.
got to.
White takes it right out of you. I fell asleep in a car bed, to be exact.
I was wondering why the camera went. I was like, man, excellent cabs I have.
Now's your chance. That's a sweet car bed, though.
So yeah, that's actually our investigations. It's a lot of us getting sleepy near the end, and then we fall asleep, and then that's when the blanket gets ripped off of us, right?
Yeah, that's when all
Yeah.
the action.
That's when all of that happens. Everything shakes. We're sound asleep.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, there are some groups that actually have sleepers on their team. That's their job. Their role is to go to a location, fall asleep, and hopefully the entity or energy will milk energy off of the sleeping person. It's a thing.
He's going, will milk?
Yeah. I'm assuming that's how you get energy as a spirit.
You're
right?
going to have to upload this movie at night.
Yeah, well,
This is going to be an after hours YouTube Ghost Driver video.
Take sleeping on the job at a whole nother level.
That will milk the energy.
Swear it was a spirit, guys. So I liked how you pictured the show that's coming out, on NBC 8. I like how you went to, hey, it's about investigators going in there and seeing what's up. For some reason, my mindset went to like pencil pushers, like suit and tie investigators, just taking down information. Like, oh, all right, and they just go with a checklist into the house.
I can see that. I mean, they literally have a blank dry erase board in front of them that we can do this, then we can do this, then we can do this. I mean, the world is yours. NBC 8.
It's NBC 8, I don't know, NBC 23.
Whatever you're going to name the show.
NBC on TV 12. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe deep in the network area thing.
I imagine something like that will be coming out next October because it's spooky. And hopefully, it runs for a while. I mean, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does. And, I really do want to catch some episodes of some shows, share our thoughts when that comes out, see if it's worth your guys' time, if you guys even trust our opinion. We're pretty wacky. What do you haunted? No. Okay, don't blame me, guys. Speaking of, I don't know if I should trust your opinion or not. Let's take your questions. For folks that want their questions presented on the show, because Nick and I and the others who join me on the show frequently would love to address your questions, whether they're regarding anything in the paranormal, ghostly realm. We're here for you. Throw out your personal questions. Sure, I love to answer that too. I have an adorable cat. You might see him on a lot of my Snapchat. No, not Snapchat. I have Snapchat.
You do?
I do. I haven't used it too much. /GCPI, Aaron. But yeah, I have a cat. It's a thing. I love him. He's adorable. So send your questions to GhostTalk@ghostcrier.com. We definitely love to answer them.
Yeah, anything from how do you guys mix down an EVP to what do you do when you first get to an investigation site and send it?
Oh, those are good. That's a good question. We should send them too.
We've been getting a couple questions so far, and it's
yeah
more for him. I'm more of a hands-on, kicking the door in. I'll show you how to investigate, boy.
He destroys things. He's like the Kool-Aid man of paranormal investigators.
Only I hit my head on things.
Yeah, big difference right there.
Yeah.
And he's not red. Oh, the hat. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So this question comes from Tasha from Facebook. Hey, Tasha. Thanks a lot for submitting the question. It's a good question. And you ask, what inspires you to keep going as a paranormal investigator with investigations, and why? Again, Tasha, awesome question. Guys, follow suit. Send the questions from anywhere. We like to answer them. So, Nick, I'm going to throw this question. I'll let you start off here. What inspires you? What really keeps you going as a ghost hunter or investigator on 2 different investigations? Why?
We keep learning more and more every investigation we go on, and the goal is to ultimately get to a point where we can go to a site, and over time we end up figuring out how to make direct contact So you're in there and out of there. And maybe someday we can reach a level of investigating style, you could say, that people could be like, hey, Nick and Aaron, I want to talk to my dad. Hey, we got some equipment that'll do that. And come down and have a live conversation, kind of like those boxes that everybody are using now.
Like the ghost box, the spirit box, the
yeah, I think
there's a new-ish one.
that one
there.
that you turn it on, it's like
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. It's just like watching a video of it the other day. I can't think of the name of it right now.
that one you can almost have a live conversation with, but I'd like to be able to, keep moving forward to figure out a way that you can actually, right now, something that's feeding energy to the entity and giving it enough power to be able to sit down and say, Nick, I like your hat today. Thanks, dead guy. Something like that.
We're going to get a lot of, hey, Nick and Aaron, come and investigate our place. I want to see what you're doing. We get there and they're going to be like, so where's Zach? Who are you guys? Womp, womp, womp. All right. So,
gel my hair into a mohawk.
right. We'll bring a cardboard cutout or something. We'll work with that.
Fake muscles.
But yeah, you're right. We do want to move forward with these type of investigations. I know I've been with my techniques, my physical techniques, and my physical, move forwardness with the aspect of investigating. I've definitely progressed with that, but with devices, I'm still on the EVP, the digital recorder. Of course, I started on analog recorder, guys. Old school tape, and I started on disposable cameras. I found out those were quite good. I like them.
Those are actually
35
probably
millimeters.
the best thing you could use if you're going to take pictures on an investigation. Is one of those.
I love them. Right? They absolutely work. So of course and I didn't use a video camera for a long time because it was personal. It was for me. I didn't care to sell the world. Half you guys, or maybe 75% of you guys, saying, Aaron, you're wrong. I don't want to hear that. I'm not emotionally ready for that. So I just keep it to myself. However, Nick's right. We do want to start using more equipment, different techniques. A few years ago, I did go to Tucson, bring up Tucson again for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons was to meet up with a professor from U of A, and he was actually involved in entity manifestation or studies of. So I was intrigued. I wanted to learn more about this. So entity manifestation, though I didn't have as many conferences with him as I would like, it did get me thinking, what could potentially manifest, some energy, some dormant energy. Besides, of course, letting that dormant energy know that you're there, introducing yourself, giving it time to get used to you. There's a lot of aspects of just the basics of talking and communicating, but how do you allow it to get more energy? Do you let it drain you? Does that even work? People do it. I've never really done that. I admit I've asked for it in earlier investigations, but I've never felt it.
There was an investigation you and I did a long time ago. Remember, we was pounding Gatorades to try to boost our electrolytes up.
Yeah. Bananas too, dude. Down so many bananas.
Efforts to get our electrolyte content higher. That way, they could draw energy from us, which, in hindsight, is kind of like a bad idea because you never know if there's going to be a dark entity or something there that is capable of like peeling your face off and throwing it across the room. Not saying that has happened or ever happened, but just saying,
this is such an unknown world that we're tapping into, and we get it. We're cocky sometimes when we go into locations. We're confident, and I think it's good to be confident when you're into a location, respectful when you're into a location, but let's be real, we don't know what we're walking into. There might be a door that no one has figured out, and we may not be the first ones that want to figure this door out.
Yeah.
But it absolutely can be out there, and even with the dimensional speak, we can open up a door that we don't necessarily want. Am I worried or scared of that? No, I think if I am, that's going to kind of hold me back, at least. So I just take it as it is. Now, I do believe that there is, of course, dark energy. But what that dark energy is, I don't believe it's as, I mean, the demonic or demons get used a lot. And not saying that there isn't, we'll say, demonic force out there, but I don't believe it's in the biblical sense of demon. I believe it's a negative energy, and I believe it can come in a couple different forms. Mind you, the world's been around for a long time. More than 15 years, we'll say that.
Longer than I
Longer than both of us put together. So, blow your mind, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, right? That's a lot of years. So there's a lot of things that we've never even found or located. Let's say that there was a freak tribe, can you say multiple billions of years ago before the dinosaurs. There was a freak tribe that looked like a nowadays monster if we were to see them. But they had very human characteristics. They had an intellectual level where they're able to communicate within their community, their tribe. And so, they passed away. Now their energy's lurking around. They have different systems. Maybe we run into them in the form of shadow people. That's a popular term, I think, as early as the 90s. People have been quoting shadow people, so it's not fairly new. I'm sure you can probably dig a little deeper than that. But it's kind of the new, I think start off as ghosts and spirits and shadow people and demons. You know, it just kind of keeps escalating. I think the first show we talked about banshees might be the next.
Yeah.
Next
Shadow
thing.
people get people excited, that's for sure.
You know, and I'm familiar with shadow people, mind you, the lore and stuff. I started digging into it a little deeper, and it's weird. It is.
Yeah, like, this is going to turn into a 5-hour show now. A 5-hour answer to the question. But,
shadow people.
But like shadow people, there's like different levels. I mean, they have different ranks. There's the very popular man in the hat.
Right.
That people are always talking that they see him, or there's a guy without a hat.
Well,
Wow.
and you know, I guess there's even a theory where there's like a whole like dimension or another world that these shadow people live in and have a community, and they go to their shadowy McDonald's and just have their shadowy life. That's preposterous.
I just got mental image of a guy at McDonald's.
It's like what's the
he's a shadow guy ordering a Big Mac. Oh, it's
what?
a shadow Mac.
What's that peanut guy, right? Isn't he like a shadowy figure? You know what I'm talking? I don't know. Isn't there a peanut guy that looks all shadowy? If I figure it out, I'll put the picture up.
Oh, Pigpen.
What's that?
Yeah, with the dirt cloud.
Yeah, right?
That's
Something
me.
like that. So what keeps you then, Nick? I know we got off a little bit. We don't get off
Yeah, the
topic
question
yet,
was
right?
here, and we went.
Welcome to Ghost Talk.
Yeah.
So, why do you keep going to? Well, I guess you kind of answered it. Why you keep going to investigations? Why you keep doing this? Ultimately, you want to get to that point. And am I wrong to say you don't care to prove to people, or do you want to prove this to people? Is it a goal of yours, or?
Yeah, the goal to prove to it. I mean,
Right.
there's really not a whole lot to prove in 2016. Believe that. But
It's a ghost ship, I hear.
I mean,
That thing's real.
the goal is just to keep bringing more and more content to show the world of how far we can go
Right.
with what we can produce from an investigation. I mean, in the teaser clip that you see of Aaron and I in my truck doing a burnout, you see me running with a metal detector. That's not for scanning for coins. Well, it is for scanning for coins, but we're all about trying new things and seeing what can be done and what can't be done. I mean, experimenting, new ideas, not just, oh, I went to Walmart, I got a recorder, and I'm going to turn it on and hold it. I ain't hearing nothing. Like, you know, everybody's done that. We're trying different things. I got an idea about putting a toilet paper roll on the end of a leaf blower and using it on an investigation. I mean, trying new things and just keep going, to quote Mad TV, to a whole nother level.
And you do gotta keep pushing to see what you can and can't do. Of course, I'm not an engineer, and it sucks because my mind is artsy. Like it won't allow me to be that mechanical or that mathematical mind that you need to be an engineer. I'd like to, and I'll have your ideas. I can sit in a think tank with you and figure it out that way, right?
He's no Bill Chappell.
I know Bill Chappell, that's for sure. That guy's good.
Yeah.
But we still want to try everyday things that we feel can benefit the field or see kind of where we can go from that. And that's been always done. Even Bill Chappell, though he makes these awesome designs, he really takes a lot of inspiration from everyday designs. With the plasma ball. The plasma ball I've used and thought of for years, and it took so long for the paranormal community to even touch a plasma ball. It gives static electricity, people. It can potentially feed whatever you're, doing. The unfortunate reality is clearly, as you will see in the investigation for our video when we put it up there, the plasma ball did not work. It broke. It worked on the last investigation. I wouldn't plug in. And I tried a couple different plugins. So, yay! And that's real, guys. That's raw. that happens. I just spit on you. You're welcome. Projectile kisses.
Take that with me.
The most passionate form of kissing, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to, we do like to try new things. And even with, I'll go back to entity manifestation a little bit, kind of how my mind works, is everything has a density. Everything does. That's just reality of the world we live in. The air we have has a density. Flashlight light has a density. It all has a density. Even the EMF fields or the radiation, they all have a density. Everything has a density. In that theory, ghosts, more specifically spirits, that energy, that spiritual energy, has a density. So what if you feed a room with that static electricity or with some energy, say from a plasma ball or two plasma balls, have a couple of mirrors side by side with each other, and let that energy just kind of bounce off, because we know that mirrors reflect. What if that can pull something like kind of a energetic tornado? I don't know.
And you did it during a rainstorm, because everybody knows water's a conductor, and the energy of the water running down the side of the building is going to create more energy to feed that whole situation. And then you got a guy in the corner, and he's got an electrostatic generator, and he's just cranking the life out of that thing. And now the air is getting negatively charged with ions, and
then you take your recorder.
Then you turn your recorder on, just like I mentioned earlier. Say something. And boom, the recorder just melts right in your hand. And the guys over there still cranking. Do you want me to stop yet, boss, or what?
That's a new guy. He's great. He's great.
Yeah. And from that, you, again, whole another level.
Clearly haven't tried this yet.
Yeah.
The mirrors are like super heavy, by the way. Trust me, I've tried to get some mirrors, but they're tough to haul. Yeah, got to get back to the question in general.
What was it again?
I have no clue. I think why we started, and I don't think I've answered yet. So let me kind of let you know. What keeps me going as a paranormal investigator is really, I'm not looking for that truth anymore. I found that years ago. I found my proof, and I did set out, in the late 90s to figure this stuff out by myself. I didn't want to share, and even as of right now, I don't care to go over to you or to Nick or anyone else and be like, ghosts are real, and I'm going to convince you. Again, I don't care to convince you.
What an icebreaker.
Yeah, right.
I'm Aaron G. Thompson.
Ghosts
are real. Here's why.
G stands for ghost.
Yeah.
G. It's going to be a thing. So yeah, I want to do this. I want to present the content to you, and what keeps me moving forward really is to, spark something into someone that's a lot smarter than me. A lot smarter than me. I'm talking someone that has a scientific mindset, brain, that can look at the stars, look at energy, and realize there's something more to this field than us being crazy and just running around going, oh, illusions, mass hysteria, hallucinations.
Illusions.
David Copperfield.
With a Dave Blaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Check your
mind freak.
Check your
That's a
pocket.
thing.
Oh, yeah, mind
That
freak.
is my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope to kind of spark that drive maybe into someone else. I'm going to continue to present, what I know, or what I guess I think I know, through the shows here and whatever other videos I put on the channel, and I support on GhostCrier.com. And what I guess what pushed me to starting this journey again and picking back up with Nick is really I think there is something more that you can do with this field than trying to convince the mass world. Because, be honest with you guys, there's something out there. That's the reality of what we do. Yeah, sure, I can't snap my finger and summon something, to prove to you specifically. But the longer you do something, yeah, there's definitely something to this.
No, with that snapping your fingers comment,
Can you do that?
got the gears turning.
Uh-oh.
Smell
It
wood
grinds
burning.
my gears.
Yeah. Do you think that if you lived, let's say you lived in a haunted house, you
Okay.
lived in a haunted house for 10 years, every night at 4:30, something happened.
Okay.
Do you think and it was an intelligent entity too.
Okay, so it's not residual. Okay, I was
Not
wondering if it's
residual.
residual. Okay.
Do you think you could build a relationship up with the intelligent entity to the point where you're like, Gladys is an old lady that haunts your house. Gladys, come out here. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine.
Well,
And you hear the steps, and a cold air whooshes into the room, and
there's a couple different characteristics. I want to say yes, loosely, but with the idea that when Gladys passed away, she passed away with her organs and her brains functioning at the level she was functioning. So she's now stuck at that consciousness that she was at. So either A, she waiting for the rapture, B, doesn't think she's dead, or C, she's open to it, she knows it, but she can't comprehend maybe some of the new tools that I'm using, some of the new stuff. Maybe she didn't have an open mind as much. Who knows, even when I pass and I think I have a pretty open mind, there might be something. If I see in my ghostly eyes, I'll be like, I don't even know what that is. And we don't know how hard it is for Gladys to manifest stuff.
right.
We haven't figured that out. So, but go back on every day, like 4 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 a.m., that she can show up. Yeah, if she's consistent at 4 a.m. for whatever atmosphere, kicks in gear, yeah, I think she can kind of, manifest me, high five, and move along.
Yeah, and have that relationship, and
I'm sure you can have a relationship, yeah. Just
going back to what we
context.
said earlier, you're paying the guy to sit in the corner and crank the electrostatic generator to help Gladys manifest.
It's good as the sleeper.
Right.
It works as the new sleeper. That's what it is. Instead of sleeping, we're putting you to work.
We actually
Lazy.
gotta find a guy. Amazon, you can get electrostatic generators for cheap, and just find a guy who just walks around cranking it like one of those old-timey guys that had that box that he cranked and the monkey come out of it.
Oh,
And we'll even give him a little hat.
new position to open up, guys. Go
Yeah.
to
Apply now.
www.ghostcare.com for application for Cranker. Ghost Cranker. Ghost Cranker. That sounds like a thing.
And you have to bring your own fez. The hat with the tassel.
Tasha, I hope I answered your question. I don't know anymore. I feel I did. If anything, keep submitting questions. We like your guys' questions. So again, send your questions to GhostTalk@GhostCrier.com. We will gather them and of course randomly select per each show. At this time, let me go ahead and say to Nick, is there anything cool that you're doing in the future? Anything that you want to plug? Where can they find you on social media? Tell us the good stuff or tell us nothing at all. What you got?
If you want to yap at me and we'll exchange back and forth, follow me on Twitter at GCPI Nick.
What?
Pretty easy to find me. I'm usually saying something to him, or he's saying something to me, or we're tagging each other in something. And that's the quickest way to get a hold of me.
GCPI, which stands for Ghost Crier Paranormal Investigations, Nick.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm GCPI Aaron. Cross the board. Blah. And, you know, support Nick and I in Ghost Crier, this whole project at patreon.com/GhostCrier. I know I kind of preach, you know, $1 is, you know, if you can do $1 a month, that will just help us tremendously build towards a future good, consistent content, better camera gear. We keep testing new cameras out every show. We will find one at some point. We will get more consistency, build a studio. It will all happen, guys.
Location rental.
Whoa, what?
Getting bigger
Travel?
Locations, asylums.
Let you guys drive where we go.
Yeah.
Put you right in the seat. Make everything appropriate for your ghost busting needs. We're here for you guys. We really are. So donate, share our content as much as you can. You know, it gets better and better. I really love these talk shows.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun today. I think this one's probably the highest ranking one.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Out of the two.
Yeah. This one's definitely the highest ranking one. They just keep getting better and better. So.
Or it was the most
guys,
out there one.
Right. Well, there's 3 out there right now. So this one is probably the best of the best. So, guys, I'm Aaron G. Thompson, GhostCrier.com. We do stuff. Thanks for following. And
We do stuff.
subbing.
You need to change the website.
we do stuff. That's our tagline.
GhostTalk.com. We do
We do
stuff.
stuff. Love
Buddy.
taglines. That's what we do. So, guys, as we always say here, Ghost Achievement Unlocked.
Your brain must be on fire.
So that was
Raise your spirit to the ghost crier. Slam the door. You're shaking, scared. Live your life with so much fear. Wipe your eyes, hide your tears. Stop. Let me make this clear. This about you and me. No blind mutiny. Only para unity. Together we will see. Peace. Check the other vids. Go. GhostCrier.com. Magic is only undiscovered science.